Yo, yo. How we doing? How the fuck are we doing? Happy Monday to the people out there. Hope everyone had a great weekend. I myself had a pretty solid one. Not too bad. Not too gnarly. Damn, man. The bots are just out in full force. I know these are the streamers or the like graphic artists, right, who come and find me. So these aren't really as much bots who are liking these, I guess. Yeah, they're all just people like this. But the bots, I swear to God, all I get likes from are bots. And like, where was this one? How do I see my likes on this? I guess I can't. See who liked it? Maybe it's in my notifications. Yeah, here we go. When Kitty May Hart. Okay, can't show that. Get banned for that one. But I don't click on the other one either. Yeah, I guess if Twitch sees what just popped up on my screen, that would be not chill. Anyways, you see how bad it is, right? Things that are liking my fucking accounts. Because it's a good use of a good learning lesson for myself to not click on random things that I don't know what are coming up going forward. Because there's no one here and I am smaller, it's obviously not a big deal. But you know, if I had just clicked on that right there with you know, some sample of viewers, would have been pretty bad. It is NFL free agency day. There have been things popping all over. Our boy Shefty is off his rocker. He's on his natural GG. Just like I'm on my artificial GG energy. Packers get Xavier McKinney. There's been a lot of stuff going on. There's a couple big moves. Obviously, there's Saquon. There's obviously Kirk. You can tell when it's a bigger move from Shefty because he's got the double, like he quote tweets himself, right? So that quantifies how much bigger of a move one singular move is. There's the range of, you know, there's retweets where he will just see someone else's, like he's got Jeremy Fowler. When he just goes for the straight quote tweet or retweets, I guess maybe he missed it. But to me, it signifies a less big move because, you know, Schefter's not missing on the big ones, right? You know, he's still going to post them. Like, where's another retweet example? Like when the Bucks agree to terms with kicker Chase McLaughlin, and he just reposts Jenna Lane, helping her out, right? That's a plug for Jenna Lane. That's the bare minimum of what constitutes a worthy move. And then you get all the way up to the, you know, headline breaking from Adam Schefter, breaking news in the bottom, the double up. The double up is key. When it's back to back, you know he's got something to say. You know he's got an extra layer. He's got to let you know this is what the Falcons' new look offense looks like, right? Double with the Saquon, triple, quadruple with the Saquon. That's how you know how big this one is, right? However many quote tweets he does of himself is how big of a bombshell that is, right? How unexpected, how monumental the contract is, how groundbreaking it is for the league, right? That's the Schefter scale, right? So got a lot of those. I say let's just fucking rip through it. I scrolled through most of these today just to update myself. Start at the beginning of the day. We obviously have Russ going to the Steelers. I think I called that. Yee, what up, my guy? What are we angry about today, huh? Is something Raiders related? Because y'all got Christian. Dude, you guys got Christian Wilkins. Are you mad about the size of the contract? Because I'll tell you what, I wanted the Texans to get him. Josh Jacobs gone. I get that. I get that. Gardner Minshew is going there. Have I not seen that one yet? Did that just break? Geno Stone to the Bengals. Gus Edwards from John to Jim Harbaugh. Sure. Grover Stewart. Where's the Giants giving Devin Singletary? Now Texans really have no running backs. Texans got Jeff Okuda. I'm catching myself up on the past hour. But Bilal Nichols. Did we like Bilal Nichols? I haven't seen the Gardner Minshew thing. Did I just gloss over that? Did Schefter not report? "32 minutes ago, Raiders have agreed to terms with Gardner Minshew on 2-year deal." Well, I'll tell you what. Little last boy. Teammates now.
Dude, Max Crosby is so damn angry.
I feel like Max Crosby and Gardner Minshew will be like good friends. I could totally see them getting along very well. You know, once they're both having a couple cigars after a win in the locker room, bro, they're definitely going to be good boys. They'll joke about the little ass boy thing, and they'll be right back to where they were. Gardner Minshew already got the Raiders. Oh no, that's a Cougs thing. That makes a lot more sense. Okay, Gardner Minshew to the Raiders. Christian Wilkins there. Yes, no, Josh Jacobs. I'll tell you what though. I mean, and maybe I'm saying this as Cope as a Texans fan as well, but I just, when does signing the running back ever work, man? Aaron Jones is out there. Now I'll completely disregard. Here's where I'm at with the whole veteran running back or like expensive running back. Is like, if the Texans get one, I'm just going to be like, well, he's really good. And then if we don't, I'm going to be like, well, built through the draft, cheap running back, that's the strat, right? I think you can go either way. I do think Saquon was overpaid by a bit, and I think although Nick Caserio, I think, really wanted Saquon, he's paying a lot, but I think Aaron Jones at the right contract would be a step up from, or very well could be a step up from either Josh Jacobs or Saquon with their contracts. I mean, Aaron Jones is just out there now, which is kind of weird. This guy was a little too early to his tweet. What's the numbers on Josh Jacobs? Teron Armstead returning for the 2024 season to the Dolphins. Where's oh, here we go. 2-year, $25 million. Dude, that's fine. Honestly, I'll tell you what, I think you're getting him for pretty cheap, and basically what you're doing is he's a placeholder for you guys while I think you lock in having a really good defense. Try to build some experience there and then build the rest of the offense through the draft, and then maybe like 2 years from now, you're a good team ready to actually compete for a Super Bowl, and you just draft a rookie quarterback, and then you're ready to go. I think that's a pretty fine plan. I think you're trying to build everything else around, right? Dylan Horton, currently in remission from lymphoma. Texans' second player to get Hodgkin's lymphoma, and now he's good, so it's good news. Packers are signing to 4-year, $48 million, $12 million a year. Again, it's right in that threshold of like, and look, dude, 4 years. Yeah, you don't want Austin Eckler. He's going nowhere. That dude is very unexplosive. Texans got Mike Ford. Look, man, 4 years for Josh Jacobs. I know he's in his prime and he's good. But 4 years is not. It's just never guaranteed to take a running back till he's 30. Paying him 12 years when he's 30. I don't know if the Packers like on this all-in mode right now. I don't really know what's going on with them. It's 29. So that's the problem with Aaron Jones is you got to give him like a 2-year max if you want that to be okay. But he still looked fresh last year. I mean, look, this could work out. And I know Josh Jacobs is a hometown favorite, but I think you're okay moving on. I think you can. I think with running backs, you just never really know, right? My take is that I think overall the Raiders are feeling positive. Christian Wilkins is going to be an absolute monster with Max Crosby. And if Tyree Wilson can like maybe take a step up this year, that's a pretty filthy D line, right? So, and Gardner's good vibes. You guys are good vibes for the first time in a while, right? Nothing to be too upset about. Let's keep bouncing around. I mean, what else is it? Let's take a look at the Packers now because I guess they got Xavier McKinney, who's a pretty touted cornerback. Is Jair Alexander a free agent? I forget. He's like gone, right? This is gonna be the Jair replacement, I believe, because Jair I think it was out. He's 27. I don't want his age though. News. What we got? Because he trade. Is he still under contract? Packers signed him to a 4-year, $84 million contract in May 2022. Yeah. Okay. So he just wanted to be traded. What was that Instagram post of his? Yeah, he's still very much under contract. Where was that? It was this one. Thank you, God. Thank you, Lambo, for 6 years. Thank you to those who showed love through my journey. Yeah. So I guess he's just kind of like trolling or something along those lines. But he'll be around him with McKinney. Pretty fucking good corner deal, right? Oh, there we go. Get back to Shefty. Panthers linebacker Frankie Louvu agreed to terms on 3-year deal with the Commanders for a maximum value of $36 million. What do people say about this? His name is at Frankie Louvu. Can't click on bots. I'm seeing bots everywhere. Can't click on them. Bad moment at the beginning of the stream. Seeing less linebackers that the Texans can really jump on. But yeah, Xavier McKinney with Jair Alexander is a pretty fucking good cornerback duo. That defense is looking pretty fine. What else did the Packers do? I wish I could sort Schefter tweets by team. Because Josh Jacobs with Jordan Love, got Christian Watson. We got all those young wide receivers on the outside. I think they feel pretty good with him. Bakhtiari's leaving. Let's see what else. Can I search? Can't, right? No. Packers. Let's see what comes up. So yeah, they're already posting the graphics. Thank you, Aaron Jones. Kenny the Packers happy. Yeah. Right, Aaron Jones released Josh Jacobs on the Packers. Barkley. Oh, here's your. No, this is overall. I guess I'm not seeing anything else. Yeah. So Packers making a big swing. The Eagles are obviously making big swings, getting rid of DeAndre Swift, who the Bears took. I hate this. This guy is the Justin Fields fan club that I follow. That is just absolutely ridiculous. Gotta start bringing up Kirk Cousins in more GOAT debates. Like, yeah, sure, okay, Brady has 7 rings and played high level for 20 years, but Kirk Cousins has paid $330 million in guaranteed money while only winning 1 playoff game. I mean, how are we really defining greatness here? Yeah, money per playoff win. He's going pretty hard. Kirk Cousins is, and I think the one being the Minnesota Miracle, right? Which they barely won. That's pretty good. Now Texans fans are clamoring for Aaron Jones. That's where we're at, basically. So yeah, Eagles. Let's talk Saquon. Saquon. I like Adams. Former Giants running back Saquon Barkley reached agreement with the Philadelphia Eagles on a 3-year, $37.75 million contract that could be worth up to $46.7 million and includes $26 million fully guaranteed. I like incentives for this for the Eagles' sake. $37.75 per 3 years is, let's do the hard math. Remember when teachers said you shouldn't use a calculator because you need to do stuff in your head? I was a pretty good math student. Only use a calculator for everything now. 12.58. 12.58 a year. It's about what Josh Jacobs is making. It's the market standard for running backs, right? I mean, who else is on those big contracts? What does Christian McCaffrey make? Spell McCaffrey wrong. Suck me. Who's Max McCaffrey? The fuck? He is making 4 on 64, which is 16 a year. Yeah. But that's Christian McCaffrey, right? So we're a little different here. 16's the high. So it's not the most. I think the Texans were trying to go 3 for 33. So I think they were trying to get a little less, get more in that 11 million a year range, and who knows if the extras works. We won't see it. Barkley now beats the franchise tag number and has a maximum average per year salary of $15.833, which would be second highest for a running back in NFL history. That's got to be with this, right? I mean, I guess maybe Christian McCaffrey hasn't hit all his guarantees, but I can't see how he wouldn't have hit all of his bonuses. So I think this is. I mean, I'm happy for Saquon Barkley that he got his contract. I do like to see the running backs get the contracts. Again, like I was saying, if Saquon was on the Texans and we signed him for probably this much money, I'd be like, you know what? He's our Christian McCaffrey. If he's good, then we're gonna be extra dynamic. Blah blah blah. Right. I do think that it is a lot, and I can feel at ease, you know, when the Texans, and I'm just using the Texans with Saquon because I think we were one of the teams that actually wanted him. From the reports I was seeing, Caserio was trying to bite, and it was just about getting him for the right price, I think. So I'm using us as an example, but this is just mainly about the general running back conversation that we've been having recently, right? But I think that, look at this charging. But I think I can have I can feel fine in knowing, you know, if you look at the let's see if this comes up easily. Salaries of running backs in Super Bowl champs. Out of the last 14 Super Bowl winners, only 5 of those teams paid the top rusher a base salary over $1 million. And only one of those paid its top rusher a base salary of over $2 million. So you can look at it both ways, in my opinion. But now that it seems like maybe with Aaron Jones being the last of the kind of older, there's Derrick Henry out there too, who are going to garner more money. And I know the Niners are about a couple minutes away from winning that Super Bowl, but with Christian McCaffrey getting like $15 million, but still, you can look back at this. As a Raider fan who lost Josh Jacobs, you can look at this and know that to win a Super Bowl, that's probably not the path. Where do I think Calvin Ridley going? I don't know. He's such a guy. Like, I mean, I don't even think the Texans would be out on him. A somewhat veteran deep threat is kind of what we need. I don't think he's all that good, to be honest with you. I could see like a Broncos taking a leap on him. They give me the type of team that now they lost Jerry Jeudy. Might be like, well, let's, we don't want to go young. Why would we go young? We're trying to win now for whatever reason, right? Because that's just what type of mindset they're in. He'll go to some like half-ass competitor that doesn't really have a lot of financial flexibility. That's gonna try and hope that he comes in and is randomly like consistently explosive again, right? Panthers isn't what I was kind of had in mind, but like Panthers would fit the bill of like maybe overpaying him. Right. The Panthers would see him and give him like a 3-year, $30 million contract and like think he's the solution at wide receiver. Commanders are pretty full of guys like Calvin Ridley. Like they have Curtis Samuel, Josh Dodson, Terry McLaurin. I feel like their wide receiver room, while I don't think it's all that great, I think it's already pretty full. So I don't see it on them too much. I could see the Saints doing it, going for Calvin Ridley. Again, they don't have much financial flexibility. And they just, I think, got rid of Michael Thomas officially. So I could see them. I'd probably go Saints, Broncos. Saints or Broncos. That's probably where I would lean. I don't think Gabe Davis is also an up. I mean, I don't know if I would consider Gabe Davis an upgrade or a downgrade. I think he's probably like just a replacement. Maybe a little bit better vibes. I don't know. Less gambling, more. Actually, I think Gabe Davis probably gambles too. Seahawks wide receiver room way too crowded. They don't need wide receivers at all. Seahawks haven't done anything that I've seen, which is kind of weird. I don't want his actual account. Gabe Davis 3-year deal is also like weird to me. Mac Jones to the Jaguars, pretty bad vibe there. Also miss. I mean, we got Kirk Cousins to talk about still. Calvin Ridley on FaceTime with Bulk after seeing Gabe Davis Jacksonville. Okay, or just don't. Whatever. That's because I'm not. Why is my? I don't want to mess with this because I want to be hardwired. I'll do it later. Yeah, Gabe Davis to Jaguars. But Bills have just like not. Bills have literally just shedded money. They did extend Deion Dawkins. Right? Am I right that that's who I'm thinking of? Yeah. They extended Deion Dawkins, which is good. He's pretty good, but again, they just got these big contracts for a couple of these guys they really like, and they're just praying that they can get enough talent. I feel like they're just so thin, right? Leave it to the Falcons to be dumb. 180 on a 35-year-old QB. Yeah, let's talk about Kirk. So, I mean, Kirk Cousins, the king of getting the bag, even though he spends all his money on $60 Kohl's shirts, right? The Falcons are signing Kirk Cousins to a 4-year, $180 million contract that includes a $50 million signing bonus. Another monster play for Cousins, who gets $100 million guaranteed, $90 in 2024 plus in 2025 plus another $10 million in 2026. Now, NFL QB contracts on tracks. So that would put him by average annual value AAV 4 divided by 180, 180 divided by 4, 45 a year. So that puts him right in this Patrick Mahomes range, which is kind of unfair justification. I mean, him and I think this needs to get no. Total guaranteed. Why is this? Oh, yeah, Josh Allen was just hella cheap before, and now he's just. So I guess, I mean, these AAVs just kind of keep re-jumping up. It's this the deal that the Chiefs did with Patrick Mahomes is starting to pay itself off some more because, we're now on the back end of it where it was the most expensive at the very beginning, but now it's starting to creep down the numbers in terms of how much it actually costs. So 45 mil is fine. Kirk Cousins is going to fit right in here. I think it's not that bad. I know he's old, and I know he's not super great, and he's only won one playoff series. My problem with it is more that Atlanta. Well, I don't know. Atlanta is like they have offensive weapons. They have talent on the team. They have stuff there. And I mean, it's the NFL. Teams can move a couple things around, get a new coach, and get off to a great run right away, especially when you're in the NFC South. So I think taking advantage of what is undoubtedly a downtime for the NFC South and just, giving Kirk some money, getting that piece together, I think is a good move. I think Falcons fans probably should just be excited and realize that maybe it's not an elite time, like an elite window you're going to have, right? Because you kind of know what Kirk is, and you maybe don't have the talent on the defensive end that much. Their defense will get a lot better this year. So if they can draft a defense well, and if Raheem Morris can put together a defensive plan really well, get that defense to like top 10 level, like around the 10, I think they've got enough offense to make something happen. I think you just have to accept that you're in the NFC South. You're going to have for the next couple of years, you're going to have really good chances to make the playoffs. Whereas, the NFC North or AFC North are just going to be loaded. Like, it's maybe better to tank in those divisions or to bide your time at least. But I think it's a good move because I think they'll be able to be heavy favorites in the NFC South now. I mean, the Saints are going nowhere. The Panthers are a mess. And the Bucs just pay Baker Mayfield a lot of money. That will probably end up biting them. So I think you're maybe setting yourself up for 4 chances at the playoffs over the next 4 years. I don't think there are great chances to go into the playoffs and then win a Super Bowl. But 4 chances in the playoffs are 4 chances in the playoffs. It's the NFL. Anything can really happen, right? And you're in the NFC. You're not even in the AFC. So I think they're wise to have accepted their opportunity and they can go for it. I don't think this is, you know. I think once these 4 years are over, they're probably going to be maybe on the like third or fourth year. If Kirk really does kind of fall off a little bit, then this could look really bad. But I think you take it for what it is now. You give yourself a couple good chances, making the playoffs, going on a run, and you see what happens. You never know, but yeah, I don't think the ceiling's too high with this one, but I think you've got your good floor. I think that's what they were looking for, right? So I'm all right with it for the Falcons. I think it's a good time. Good time for them. Okay, I want to try and get on the hardwired connection real quick here. Not sure why. Mm-hmm. Come on, why don't you go to the... Try this, not gonna like it. He's gonna freak out for a second. Alright, it seems to be okay, I guess. I'm still streaming and whatnot, but I don't know why this won't go hardwired. Patrick Queen's trending. Do you sign? Oh, wait. No, this can't be real. It's fake. 5 hours ago. This is bothering me because I'm worried that my thing is broken. That's all. Is there? Okay. Whatever. About later. Okay. Sorry. There's no one watching me still, but sorry. Any of the big ones I missed? Oh, there was we kind of talked about it with the Yeet, but Christian Wilkins going to the Raiders. Yes, opposing QBs lining up from Max Crosby and Christian Wilkins. That'd be crazy. 110, 84.75. I want to see with like the lineman. Interior defensive lineman. Chris Jones just got up to 31.75. 4 for 110. 27.5 puts him. Oh, he's already in there. 27.5 puts him right there. And the Ravens re-signed Madubuike, right? So he's off. Quinton Williams in there. So Christian Williams becomes the third highest paid interior defensive lineman. It's probably, I mean, if you're the Raiders, again, I think they've just been missing an identity for so long. Then now you go Antonio Pierce, defensive guy, hard-nosed coach, right? Like, basically, it's $0 guaranteed. It's going to be a glitch, right? Like, hard-nosed team, hard-nosed coach. They're gritty. They just hit you in the mouth, right? That's their identity now, and it starts with their D-line being Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby, two of the best, just absolute nightmare pass rush going on. So you start there, and then you keep building around. Yes, with no offense, I get that. But I think you just, if you're the Raiders, you start somewhere, and then you let everything else come together. So they're starting with the defense. They're like, fuck it. Let's just get really good on defense and see what the fuck happens. We'll bide our time with Gardner Minshew. Let's not get stuck with a contract we don't want. Let's not pay Kirk Cousins or Russell Wilson, right? Yeah, but the problem with Fields is like you have to then you get him for this year on his rookie deal, but then you got to make that decision next year about him. No one wants to make that decision with Fields, right? No one wants to sit there and be like, damn, like, we'll take him on, but he's going to want to get paid after 1 year. Like, they don't want to take him for one season and then him just be, like, not very committed, like an uncommitted two-way street. Like, a team that wants to take him wants to be like, okay, we want you and we'll extend you because we believe in you, but no one's doing that, right? So, Adams is out. That might be true. I don't know what sort of leverage he has. What's his contract look like? Wide receiver. Come on, man. Load. I just can't get on the hardwired. It's so annoying, man. Tier defensive lineman. Wide receiver. Load. Yeah, I mean, he's got 3 years. I don't know what sort of leverage he can do. Also, he's going to be worth a lot. This is a big-ass... Dude, this is a big-ass cap hit the next 2 years. This is like kind of... But this is part of the reason why you probably can't even afford a good a quarterback better than Gardner Minshew right now. $44 million for a wide receiver. I would love if this just loaded so I could see these numbers. Maybe. Oh, I just got it. Wait. Wide receiver, go. Dude, why is the wide receiver page being the one to fuck up? Need a PC, man. Need a PC. I got a feeling they're going to eat the salary like Russ soon. With Devontae, and just let him go. They might. I mean, that might be the move. If he, like, begs out. And he's like, dude, get me the fuck out of here. Gardner Minshew's my quarterback. I mean, he came there for Derek Carr. Got rid of Derek Carr. They tried with Jimmy Garoppolo. He hated that. Now he's got Gardner. I know Gardner's pretty chill, but I feel like him and Devontae are just, like, not... They're not on the same kind of wavelength, I feel like, in terms of what they want to accomplish. I feel like Gardner's way more like, let's go out there and rip it, bro. Devontae's like, I want to win a Super Bowl right now, and I want to do it the right way with a good quarterback. You're not that. Devontae Adams second right here. His average per year is low right now, but that's about to take a big hit, so... Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised either if they just like let him go, right? They're like, well, let's get him out. Let's reset. Let's draft some running back or some wide receivers. They double him, the team is cooked. Yeah. Or even like in division, you've got L'Jarius Sneed. Actually, L'Jarius Sneed, I think, is a free agent, right? Now that I think about it. L'Jarius Sneed. Oh, they tag him? Okay. Is that what this is? Okay. So yeah, I mean, but in division, L'Jarius Sneed. Why am I blanking on the Broncos guy? I should know off top, but Broncos cornerback. Patrick Surtain. And then the Chargers don't have anyone, but like whatever. They're the Chargers. So even those like one-on-ones are tough for Devontae. I know Devontae's nice with it, but I don't know. Maybe he'll buy in. Things up P2, right? Maybe he'll buy in. Like I don't know. I could see like if he is bought in to Pierce's stuff and they're like, we can do something this year, it'd be a good weapon. Like to have him with Gardner is like not the worst thing ever, right? It's not like having fucking like I know you don't have Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, but at least you're not throwing to Marquez Valdes-Scantling, right? So I don't know. I think the Raiders are trending up. I'm okay with where they're going. I didn't realize how much Devontae Adams is going to take this year as well as the next two, but he's still Devontae Adams. He's worth money. Any other big ones? And again, Christian Wilkins having an identity, having Christian Wilkins and Max Crosby on that line is going to be fun for you to watch, no doubt at all. Nasri getting a ton of love these days. Zach Moss, Aaron Jones look like the free agent running back targets. Give me. See if there's any other stuff going on. Maurice Hurst resigning with Cleveland. Blah, blah, blah. Nothing else new. Will Lutz was going to go to Jacksonville. Changed his mind, is remaining in Denver. Okay. Geno Stone of the Bengals seems good. Gus Edwards to the Chargers. What else? How about the Şengün injury? Man, did he get hurt? I didn't even know that. Injury. Oh, wow. Was this last night? I was golfing all day yesterday. I didn't see any NBA news. Oh. Oh. That is terrible. What a roller coaster ride in terms of the in terms of Şengün love and hate, especially from me and this injury, man. That is fucking tough. I mean, I will say for as far as the timing of it, I don't know. Yeah, he just had a career high. He just went and had a crazy triple-double the other night. I don't know if you were in here, Yeet, when I was talking about him, but we were basically talking about how I was like, I like him. I don't know if I like his game. He needs to up the assist numbers if he really wants to be like a Jokic light. Yeah, right. You were in here, and then he did it, right? And then he ripped 14 assists that night. I was like, okay, damn. So, look, I'll say for the timing of it, it's they weren't the Rockets kind of proved that they weren't gonna do really anything of super no. Oh, so this came with 39 seconds left in the game. Is that what I'm seeing?
I enjoyed watching him play.
Yeah, fourth quarter, 39 seconds left. That's so shitty. Movie cinema timing. Was the game hella close too? I didn't look at any scores from yesterday. Oh, wait. Instinctively going to college basketball. Oh, they won too. So it was like he didn't even really need to like make this play. Is that what I'm seeing? Let's see. Fourth quarter, all the way down. I mean, like 36 seconds left, right? It's right here. He fouled him. Rockets full timeout, basically right here. So they were up 6. They were up 8. That was bad. Poor Şengün. I mean, again, like I said, there's not like they're 29-35. The season was kind of over already. You get that extra like 2 months of the season plus the playoffs for recovery for whatever it is. Hopefully it was nothing too bad. Like maybe just a torn meniscus would I think be an okay option from what I'm looking at here, or maybe just like a fractured bone or something. Get all off season, come back fully healthy for next year, ready to go, right? So it's not like the worst timing ever. Maybe they can just kind of fully tank for the rest of the year and just get a slightly better draft pick and try again. But hopefully it's just not a long-term like thing of, you know, it becomes a problem down the line. I think that's all you're really worried about here. So poor Şengün, but he'll be back. We're hoping, right? LSU SC fight. I actually haven't watched this. I want to. Well, I've seen like kind of some clips. PSU, LSU, South. See if we can get a little like 6-second one. They're better. Okay, it sounds like we got 15-second one. Not too bad. It was that shove right there that was the catalyst, right? And what was also the South Carolina won this game. This is at the end, right? That was the big shove. The fucking sit your ass down. Boosh. I mean, that's just not this. Her trying to fight her is just not fair at all. She's got like 6 inches. Was that all the escalation? I mean, it was just kind of like the shove, right? Yeah. Just a good, nice little blindside hit. You kind of love it, right? What did the coach have to say?
On both sides of the basketball, I just want to apologize to the basketball community. When you're playing in championship games like this, in our league, things get heated. No bad intentions. They just try. Their emotions got so far ahead of them that sometimes these things happen. So I want to apologize for us playing a part in that, because that's not who we are and that's not what we're about. But I'm happy for the players that were able to finish the game and get us another championship. Coach.
Yeah, I think a lot of them got suspended too, right? Or I think there was a false report. I don't know if you saw this part about it, Eat. Shit, wait. So I think it was, from what I saw. Wait, what does this say? Here's the ESPN breaking news. Damn, they got a lot of fucking content and awful announcing. I didn't realize. Alright, this is way deeper than I thought. I will watch this though. What does Shane have to say? Shannon Sharp takes issue with Kim Mulkey's response to South Carolina SC fight.
Staley said, and how she tried to downplay it. And you see Kim Mulkey, how she tried to upplay it. I understand this is an SEC championship game. There's a lot riding on it. LSU, if I'm not mistaken, hadn't beaten South Carolina in a very, very long time. And now we're in the SEC championship. And when you take things, you mean it figuratively, not literally. Oh, we're going to fight. We're going to fight them tooth and nail. We're going to scratch and claw. We're going to do everything we can. You give nothing, you allow them to take nothing. But Kim Mulkey, instead of saying...
So this is what Kim Mulkey said.
No one wants to be a part of that. No one wants to see that ugliness. But I can tell you this. I wish she would have pushed Angel Reese.
Yo, what
Don't
up, Walt?
push a kid that you 6'8". Don't push somebody that little. That was uncalled for, in my opinion. Let those two girls that were jawing, let them go at it.
I wish you would have put Angel Reese. Putting that on Angel Reese. And that was...
You know what? Sometimes when emotion is high, logic is low. And that was not what women college basketball is about, especially with the love and support that the women game has received this year.
Shit is
thanks
so blurry.
to Caitlin Clark, thanks to USC, Juju Watkins, and some of the others. But for you to take that step, I wish Cardoso would have pushed Angel Reese. Really? Is that what you want? You want to see a fight? You want the women's game to be marred by a fight? Really? Come on, Kim Mulkey. You've got to be better. And we've got to start doing a better job of holding Kim Mulkey accountable and responsible for some of her comments.
Yeah, I kind of agree with that. She's also the one who was like, she doesn't believe COVID. She's like always starting shit. I'm kind of with that with Shannon on that one. Big free agency day, right? Right, Walt? We were kind of discussing most of it, so I got most of my thoughts out. But not much going on from the Niners. Not a whole lot going on from the Texans. Seahawks haven't done anything. I think we've hit the man. I don't know. Did it open today? Did it open yesterday? It seemed like there was most of the big stuff has kind of gotten out of the way. Leonard Floyd is so meh. Yeah, I thought he came from the Bills, right? Is that the Niners get him? I'm hoping so. Well, there's not too many DB options or D lineman options out there left. Are you getting another defensive end? Who else is leaving? Like Chase Young's contract over? No. I'm trying to think, like, do you need D ends? Okay, Chase is gone. Okay. So that's the fill in there. So that makes sense. I mean, yeah, meh is kind of a good way to describe it. But I mean, 10.5 sacks, 9.5 sacks, 9 sacks, 10.5 sacks. It's pretty good, right? I thought it was a good pickup from the Bills last year when they got him. I didn't hear much about him. Big time edge help. Think he's gonna be a rotational piece. It's fair. I'm hoping with what's left out there for the Texans who need a lot of help at DB, namely linebacker and D-line help, just kind of everywhere on the defense could improve on. Al-Shaair and Eric Armstead seem like the two pieces that are maybe, what could work well, especially with D'Amico being head coach and all that, right? Not having relationships with them. There's not too much else out there. I know Patrick Queen's still out there. He's going to be expensive, but I wouldn't mind spending on him now that we didn't spend on Saquon or Christian Wilkins. So there's not a lot of time left and not a lot of players left for what the Texans have or haven't done. Like getting Jeff Okudah maybe could be good for our number 3 pick, right? But we could get Aaron Jones. We were talking about that. I don't know how I feel for sure about getting Aaron Jones. It's kind of, I'm in the spot, especially because he's just an older, riskier version of basically the problem with getting running backs for a lot of money and signing them to big contracts. It just feels like the problems that could come, that were maybe going to come with Saquon would just come a little bit sooner with him. He did look good in the playoffs. I'd be fine paying him a good amount of money if it was like a 2-year contract. Like I would pay him the $12 million a year if it was like 2 for 24. I would be okay with that, and maybe he would be because he knows he's a little bit older. But I feel like he's gonna. I guess like getting blindsided and dropped like he got with for Jacobs is maybe now he's just kind of scrambling to make sure he gets on a team so he'll be okay with something. So I would definitely take him for a year or two. We lost Singletary, so it's either that or draft like a running back or two because Dameon Pierce ain't it. So I think what's happening right now with the Texans, I think Nick Caserio is trying to just find smaller deals like this Jeff Okudah one that could be worth a lot of value. Like a 1-year deal for $6 million is cheap and quick for a guy who hasn't been like that great for what he should be. But like, I mean, I would have liked if we signed Xavier McKinney for this and just like paired him with like any of these big ones. I would have been okay with. I'm fine with one big one, right? But we haven't done that yet, so I'm a little confused. We talked about most of the big ones. I said I was fine with Kirk. I said I think the Eagles are pushing in a little bit too hard, but I guess they have some extra money to play around with now that Fletcher Cox and Jason Kelsey are gone. The Vikings, I mean, so what's left in terms of QB rooms, right? Let's take a look at the bottom here. So, oh wait, this doesn't do all the teams. Let's take a look at all the teams. What's left out there, right? NFL teams. Bills, Allen, Tua, I guess. So the Patriots still need one. Jets are running back with Aaron Rodgers. Ravens, Bengals, Browns still got to go Deshaun Watson. The Steelers got Russell Wilson. So the Steelers have found their team. Sad Seattle sports fan. Appreciate that follow. Thank you. I think I probably know who you are. Would be my guess. But sad Seattle sports fan, not much has been happening for... It's been a bit of a sad Seattle free agency period, huh? What else is out there? Seahawks have their quarterback. They got Geno. Texans quarterback, Colts, Richardson. Jaguars, Lawrence. Titans, Levis. Broncos need one. I'm a Seahawks and Giants fan, so today kind of sucks. Yeah. Not been a great day for both those sides. Devin Singletary, fine. Not the worst replacement. I liked him, being a Texans fan, right? Losing McKinney, also not great. I think the Seahawks had their good moment, though. I think getting Mike McDonald, although some of the cuts they made were also weird. I feel like the Seahawks are getting rid of salary for a move down the line, and they're holding out on, they're waiting one more year till they know what their quarterback is, or till they can sign a good quarterback, you know what I mean? So I could see them drafting one, I'm not gonna lie, and just letting him wait in the... Because some of the moves the Seahawks, like getting rid of Diggs, I forget who the other person you guys cut was. That was a bit confusing. Jamal Adams. That wasn't confusing. That made sense. Yay, woohoo, lol. Love Singletary, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, A.J. Dillon, so many others awesome. Maybe he'll work out, though. He had his moments. I'll agree with you. He's not. You're probably not going to get anything great. Yeah, Quandre Diggs. He was the one you guys released, right? Who was it? It was Jamal Adams and someone. And I thought it was Quandre Diggs that you let go. Yeah. So what up, Andy? So like I think the fact that the Seahawks did that and like let go of those guys now, and then plus they're not doing anything. And you think about the fact that, like, Gino has 2 years left on this contract, and they're kind of just they know they can't really make any big moves with him probably, but they can kind of bide their time with him, right? So my thinking is the Seahawks are kind of putting the pieces in motion to make big splashes maybe after next year, would be my thought process. Bucks trade Carlton Davis to Lions. That just happened? I truthfully don't think I know much about Carlton Davis at all. Maybe you can fill me in. Did want to finish. Let's see. Broncos need a quarterback now. Big time. So we have the Broncos and the Patriots big on quarterback. Chiefs no. Raiders got Minshew. Chargers Herbert. Seahawks Gino. Purdy. Kyler. Stafford. Baker. Carr for better or worse. Bryce Young for better or worse. They got Kirk Cousins. Vikings need one. Decent corner, good pickup for Detroit. Okay, good for Detroit. The Bucks are really confusing me, to be honest. I know, like, yes, give Baker the contract for being the man, and they won a playoff game, and no one thought they were going to, and they could have beat the Lions, maybe. But investing that much money in him, and then, like, you know, I guess they pay Mike Evans. They're just trying to run it back, right? But, like, what do they get for Carlton Davis? Did they trade for? Let me see. Oh, here we go. Carlton Davis entered in last year's contract with Tampa Bay and due $14.5 million. Now he fills a need in Detroit. This probably makes sense because the Bucks are probably trying to shed a little bit of money. So I guess we'll find out what the trade was later, but it just looks like it was him. So, but that's a good trade for the Lions, who can afford that. Beef up that defense, help out in that backfield. So yeah, I mean, again, if the Bucks are like trading, they're signing Baker and they're signing Evans, but then trading away a win now player, it's a little confusing to me what they think their direction is. And I think they're just kind of vibing more than anything. But whatever. Patriots, Broncos, Vikings, Commanders. I honestly do think the Giants need a quarterback. Oh, and the Bears. Well, yeah, I mean, I kind of think the Giants and the Bears need a quarterback. If that's 6 teams and we've got my team's the Texans, Houston Texans. I got these little icons down below the chat. So we have also not done really much of anything, just some little baby moves when I thought we were going to get a big one, but it's Walt, the Niners tendered a 1-year contract to restricted free agent Juwan Jennings, keeping him around. So let's see. If there's 6 teams that need a quarterback, I'm including the Giants in this. I'll be quite frank with you, and I feel like you probably agree. You've got Bears, Caleb Williams. That means Justin Fields is out there. You've got Drake May, Jaden Daniels, J.J. McCarthy, Bo Nix, Michael Penix. So, yeah, we need Daniel Jones out of here. So I'll even include them. Maybe you guys take what would you take, like, what are the Giants' draft picks? Like round 2, 39, take Bo Nix. Round 2, 39, take Michael Penix. I think Penix fits in a good place where he has a good line. Or round 2, number 47. I mean, here's the thing. So I listed out those 6 teams, and there's 6 good quarterbacks that most people agree could be good on any sort of level, right? Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, Drake May, Bo Nix, Michael Penix, and J.J. McCarthy, right? That means that would fill up all 32 with Justin Fields out there. I think what the issue is right now is that the Bears can't find anyone to take Fields. So, like, if you're the Broncos, you don't have picks to trade. You want your picks. If you're the Patriots, you don't want to trade picks for Justin Fields. If you're the Giants, you don't want to trade picks for Justin Fields. Commanders, no pick. Like, you're not giving the Bears what they want for Justin Fields. I don't even know what they fucking do with him at this point. They literally might just have to keep him on the roster and, like, let him go. But having him on the roster with Caleb Williams would just be a disaster. I think they just can't find a single thing for the Bears. I want Penix for Seattle. For Giants, maybe Knicks or JJ in second, not first. I think I agree with that. I think the Giants could, if they can get one of those guys for a lower down pick, I think the Seahawks should do that. I don't think they should reach for it at all, but I like the move of letting him sit behind and learning from Geno. I think Geno is a good QB in the room to have teach and develop, right? And it looks like, I mean, you got around 3, right? So you don't want to. No, I agree. No QB with this number 16. I'm sure Mike McDonald wants a pretty, like a really good corner or something. I don't know. Got rid of Quandre. Maybe with one of these, if like Penix is still on the board, right? Which I'd be a little shocked of. But they're also not one of those teams that I listed that the Seahawks being who are looking for those 6 quarterbacks, right? I like Brian Murphy from Texas in the first for Seattle D-line. I don't hate it. I like him. I like him for the Texans at that 23 we have. So maybe if you snag him first. I think I like that. I got a lot of Seahawks friends, so I'll keep that take in mind. See what they think of it. But yeah, not much going on. I think the Seahawks are just kind of holding pat, but I'm interested to see what they do with the quarterback. Anything else I missed? We touched Saquon, we touched Kirk, Xavier McKinney, Kuda. I mean, there's some small ones. Patriots are releasing Devontae Parker. That's probably been due. The dude is like has some crazy bad separation numbers. I think he's the worst separation in the entire league. We'll see what happens there in Jones. Vikings look like they're for sure drafting a quarterback. What's their pick exactly? This has J.J. McCarthy written all over it, in my opinion. First round, 11th overall. Where'd they get 11th? Is this year? Yeah. I think this would be a reach if you're the Vikings. Let me look at the draft board. Yeah, I think this would be a reach for J.J. McCarthy, but you've got the Broncos breathing down your neck, who are also probably going to want to take J.J. McCarthy. I'd be surprised if the Giants took a quarterback with 6. And again, these are now the times to have these discussions. We'll see what happens with Justin Fields, but now that the Steelers, Raiders, and Falcons have all settled their QB situation, now we can really deep dive about what's going on in the QB rooms. Caleb, we'll call it Drake May. We'll call it Jaden Daniels. I'd kind of be surprised if all 3 of these didn't didn't fall with quarterbacks, especially like Mac Jones is gone, right? Last time we took a QB at 6, it did not work. Right? We don't want those. We don't want those vibes if we're Giants fans. So if we got those 3 down, I feel like the Vikings and Broncos right here are gonna be, forced to take, especially because the Vikings are the next one up of the 2. I feel like the Broncos feel like they have to take a quarterback if the Vikings don't, because they'll have one less on their board. And if neither of them do, like maybe the Seahawks get a little jumpy, right? Or Denver Broncos, no second round either. I mean, they're basically, they could try to play the waiting game to the 3rd round. I think they're going to jump. So I think that sort of pressure will force Minnesota to maybe want to take J.J. McCarthy because they need one, unless they're down riding out Jaren Hall and Nick Mullins. But I doubt it with how many good quarterbacks are on this one. So I could see, the combination of Caleb, Drake May, Jaden Daniels. I could see J.J. McCarthy, and then I could see Bo Nix, and then maybe Penix just falls. Giants grab him 2nd round. Seahawks maybe 3rd. Lamar's top 2 QB, if not 1 in the NFL. I mean, I don't know if you could say 1. I don't know if you could get many people to fully jump on that one. I don't know where I firmly have Lamar for me. I think it'd probably be like, you could say a firmly top 3 to me. I think you can make arguments that Josh Allen's really good. Not Joe Burrow. Talk to me about CJ Stroud after next year. Not Herbert. Jordan Love's might have something to say soon. Not Dak. I'll go firmly top 3 for me. Ravens been talking to Henry today. That'd be interesting. I could totally see the Ravens trying to jump on Aaron Jones, to be honest. I would be shocked if someone gives Henry anything more than a 1-year contract, which is maybe fine and maybe what the Ravens want. But I would be shocked at anything more than that. Yeah, I just don't know if I can see it. I'm going to, hold on. Don't look at my emails. Just double check my work. So I do have a job, contrary to maybe some people's beliefs. But yeah. I don't know. The Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, way that shakes out. I guess Zach Moss is still out there, right? It'll be interesting to see. Okay. Let's see. I've talked about most of the things. I do want to get to this. I've been picking and betting on all conference champions. I don't know who all in here, how much they watch college basketball, how much they're into the fact that it's March. Saziel sports fan, if you're a Husky fan, I know times have been grim for us as Husky basketball fans, but Mike Hobson's about to have his final Cinderella run, so we can at least admire that. But I've been picking so far in most of the tournaments, not all of them, a conference tourney champion. I've had some misses, had a couple of hits. Longwood was a good hit. So I kind of want to finish out the rest of these, or at least do a fair amount of research on them before I get out of here. Eventually, I'm going to respond to some emails on the side. So I'm going to put something on just to vibe with. see. Well, we're on the NFL free agency. If there's any. They just live. Oh, these are live. Let's just see what fucking Colin has to say, right?
Just broke. You seen Ian Rappaport reporting? It's Josh Jacobs to the Packers.
Who's the odd man out there now? Aaron Jones or the other guy? I'm spacing on his name.
Can I finish? Say nice to meet you. Yeah, nice to meet you too, brother.
Three running backs.
Feel free to hop in anytime. Glad to get a Seahawks and a Giants fan in here. Check off some of the lists. We're slowly but surely getting enough fans to where we'll get all 32 NFL teams represented, so we can have full, bipartisan or all 32 partisan support for all the NFL teams. So appreciate you coming in. Appreciate the follow. Good luck on that essay, man.
Bangs the table to the owner, GM. He gets a defensive.
For sure.
So this is why Pete Carroll banged the table and paid for 2 safeties. Your head coach goes and bangs on the table because the coach makes more than the GM, and the coach, you know how quarterbacks are friends with owners, so are coaches. You're dealing with that kind of elevated money. The GM sometimes a bit of a tweener, not in Kansas City, but in some spaces. So
last
A.J.
year,
Dillon's a free agent, so basically what they're saying is we like A.J. Dillon, but we're not going to pay him. If we're going to pay a running back, Josh Jacobs is more explosive. So you have A.J., you'll have Jones and Josh Jacobs.
it's a good tandem.
It's probably as good a tandem as the league has.
Yeah.
Best running back tandem in the league. And Jordan Love. What you're saying is if Aaron Jones gets banged up, we're not going to kind of a bigger, more plodding back. We have another home run back in Josh Jacobs. Again, this is the culture of Green Bay, run by offensive coaches. Packer fans will tell you they've been disappointed for years in their defense. They blame the coordinator, they blame the draft picks, but what this organization does well is what the Chicago Bears don't. They get offense right. So they're basically saying is we don't want to pay A.J. Dillon. By the way, second-round pick, more than serviceable, but if their guy gets hurt, if their Aaron gets hurt, Aaron Jones gets hurt, well, Jacobs isn't a step down.
He's a much better fill-in than Dillon.
Yeah, because Jones is a home run hitter. Josh Jacobs can be a home run hitter.
So Raiders last year lose the tight end to the Giants. Now they lose Josh Jacobs to the Packers. Wonder what Davante Adams is feeling right now. We don't have a quarterback. We don't have a running back. We don't have an offense. And we're investing in defense. Fun week for Davante Adams in Vegas?
I don't know. I'm more...
You going to be asking out? You're so optimistic.
Well, no. I mean, I look at the Green Bay Packers, and I like this move. Jordan Love's going to get a new contract, but it's not Mahomes level. So if you're going to spend money, Green Bay, unlike the Steelers, Green Bay's like, we're going to spend money on offense. David Bakhtiari, I think, by the way,
he's done.
He's done, but is he going to retire?
With the Packers, unclear, but he's done with the Packers. He was getting up there in age, but he was a rock in that organization.
Well, but how about if he goes to the Jets for he's like Aaron Rodgers' best friend? What? You're
looking done. Have you seen the note or no?
No.
Okay, Kirk Cousins to the Atlanta Falcons.
Wow.
It's official. 4-year deal. We don't have the money yet, but I'm just stunned.
Well, here's why
this is a shocker.
Here's why it works. Okay, he's coming off surgery, and they have an excellent O-line, so he'll get protection. Secondly, very talented but super young offense. He's an adult. He's a grown-up. Also, weakest division in football. So his impact in this division is much greater, in my opinion, than his impact in the better NFC North, where Green Bay's stacked and not going anywhere, and Detroit is stacked and not going anywhere, and you have, in my opinion, 2 good front offices. So in Minnesota, age, O-line's got a good left tackle, but you kind of look around and you think, I don't think Minnesota's heart is broken. I don't think they wanted to pay him what Atlanta, what's the number on the Atlanta?
We haven't seen the numbers yet. We're waiting for them.
Atlanta, so this is interesting. Now that division, I have Baker and Kirk Cousins, both more than capable of winning that division. So the Derek Carr, Dennis Allen combo feels like 3rd best in the division.
Well, let's not go over. I mean, I don't think Derek Carr has a playoff win. Kirk Cousins and Baker each have 2, I'm fairly certain.
Wonder if I have to keep
I like it.
talking
I mean,
to like not do copyright issues.
So we're saying Atlanta's tops in the division,
Well,
or
I mean, I'm just saying.
So maybe I will do that.
Relative to fit,
Wonder.
Kirk coming off an injury would not be a good fit with a bad O-line. Atlanta's is excellent. It's maybe not quite as good as Detroit, but it's excellent.
Pro Football Focus had them graded out as 4th best in the league.
So that's big.
Right.
Secondly, you've got Drake London, Pitts, 2 viable running backs. Okay. Then you have a coach in Raheem Morris. He's a defensive coach.
Yeah.
But we know defensive coaches. Don't turn it over, move the chains. I want an adult. I don't want you ad-libbing out of... That's what Kirk Cousins does. He doesn't ad-lib. He's going to sit in the pocket. I think it makes... It's Cousins, by the way, was with Raheem Morris in Washington for a couple of years.
Yeah.
So Raheem Morris, who's a smart, understated guy, who is friendly to offense as a defensive guy, he knows Kirk's demeanor, his temperament, his maturity. So Raheem's comfortable with that.
The OC, I believe Zach Robinson, came from the Rams. Now, he's never called plays before, but he comes from the McVay tree, which is, we love play action, you know, and Kirk fits that perfectly.
None of McVay's offensive coaches, none have missed. They're all good. Saquon Barkley to the Philadelphia Eagles.
Damn.
Mike Garofalo.
NFL Network,
and Ian Rappaport. So former Penn Stater goes back to Pennsylvania. So the Giants basically...
Chargers missed out.
Well, they didn't miss out. They don't have the money.
They don't have a running back. Eckler's gone.
So with Kelsey leaving and Fletcher Cox leaving, Nick Sirianni... Okay, this goes back to what we said an hour ago. So the Eagles coach, offense or defense? Offense.
Yeah.
What does he do? Bang the table to Howie Roseman. We're getting rid of Fletcher Cox. Let's go spend money on offense. And weaken... I mean, the Giants are... what's their offense?
They're toast, yeah. So they lose DeAndre Swift to the Bears.
Oh, but
they replace him with
Barkley's
Saquon.
a completely different player than... And I like Swift. He's not Saquon Barkley.
Who's offensive coordinator in Philly? We could dial up some...
Who is it? Kellen Moore.
Oh,
Kellen
yeah.
Moore, who's had a dominant number 1
A lot
back
of familiarity in the NFC East. Yeah. Eagles turning it around, turning the Titanic around right now.
Saquon Barkley to the Eagles. I mean, he's obviously a great player. Also, you don't have to be quite as reluctant on Jalen Hurts' legs. You now have a star back. God, what are the Giants offensively?
They're 3 wins. That's what they are.
Whoo! Take out Carolina. Show me. I don't even think they qualify as a BB gun. I mean, there is nothing there.
Maybe the worst team in the NFC, Giants.
I thought the Texans was going to be the fit for Saquon Barkley. For a team in division, what a facial that is.
Oof.
Woo-wee. Hi, everybody. It's me, Uncle Colin.
Okay. There's the whole Colin Coward thing, but I got the emails done. All right. Yo, what up, Carl? Sounds like I got Carl and Andy in here now. The boys. The fellas. Yeah, I'm basically just gonna yap college basketball now. I know that, if I was just going for engagement, college basketball, maybe next week after Selection Sunday with the brackets, we'll see how, if that brings any people in while I'm streaming for that. But I know in most, all other weeks of the year, it's not very engaging and not good. But I'm done tailoring it to that. This is for me. It's for me in my eyes, me and my engagement. But happy to have you guys lingering. And if you hear anything you like, here's some teams you're a fan of. I don't know. However much you guys watch college basketball. You could sway my opinion, sway my bets a little bit. Maybe we find a stream bet if anyone's engaged, right? Could do that. I don't give a shit. I literally don't give a fuck. I just love college basketball. That's just where I'm at, Derrick Henry going to the boys. That would be crazy. I don't think people like that move either. But I guess he is a kind of a win now running back, right? So I think that would be fine. Where did I see? I wonder. Something I have to check real quick. I guess I didn't think about the fact that the Cowboys need a running back. Now that Aaron Jones is on the table, I think Derrick Henry's value is still not great. Like, I think he'll be kind of the last running back to fall. So I think you'll see Aaron Jones get picked first. Swooped first. HoopsHD.com. That would be my guess. But Hoops HD, does this not exist? I guess it's Hoops HD maybe? Yeah, that's what okay, whatever. I just want the brackets. So I haven't been to this website yet. I want to see, I need a conference tournaments. Yeah. Here we go. Yeah. Here we go. Okay. So, let's see if I can pull this up correctly. Oh, no, I'll do this. I'll put this one on my monitor over here. And then this one. Okay. So there are, if I have it correct, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, well, 2 through 33, 31 conference tournaments, right? $33. Am I missing a couple? Big 12, Big East, Big 10. Yep. Oh, we'll see, right? Price is Pigeon. What up, man? Vikings free agency moves. Oh, dude. Mild Child. What up, man? See, the people are into it. Okay, wait. Price is Pigeon. You actually remind me of something I did not talk about in free agency, which I should have, which is that you guys got both Jonathan Grenard and Cashman, if I remember correctly. Yup. Jonathan Grenard, total beast, led the Texans in sacks. And Blake Cashman, you guys snagging both these guys is just kind of robbing us of. I mean, we have Christian Harris, so I'm not like super freaking out about it, but like these were I wanted to retain at least one of these guys, and now we got a hole at linebacker that I didn't think we were gonna have. So it looks like you guys are like all in, sacking Kirk, using that money on defense. Let Flores go to work. Brian Flores, right? Let Flores go to work, right? But yeah, so QB and running back bad. I don't know if Drake May will fall to you guys. It'll take a while, but I'll take a look at this in a second, Malchild. I don't know if you'll fall that far. It looks like you did sack the offense for a little bit. I trade up for him. If you got the assets for that, maybe. Maybe if the Patriots are fine, like chilling for a bit, we'll see who they like. I don't know, man. The offense now has, Justin Jefferson's probably like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're letting Kirko ruining my career. But on defense, you're pretty set. And it felt like the defense is what you needed more of last year, right? So maybe McCarthy. I think. I mean, we're just talking. Well, let's take a look at what Mild Child has to say, right? Let's see what we got here. Let's take a look at the mock draft. Oh, look at that. So Mild Child is agreeing with exactly what you have to say. Why can't I scroll down on this? Does this not go down? I'll refresh it. Hey, he knows. Okay, there we go. So he's got trade up. Let's see, I guess I don't know what else would Minnesota attach to this, Mild Child, to get Washington to switch there. Yeah, it just says the pick switch right here, but not whatever else, right? He's got Caleb to the Bears, Drake May to the Vikings. They're 2nd, 5th, and a 1st, 2nd next year. I don't know draft value. Fair. My take is if it was that, it would take maybe a little more. Let's compare what a pretty Texans trade for number 3 pick. So this is what I think is a pretty comparable trade. So the Cardinals have dealt the 3rd and the number 105. So that's a 3rd rounder to the Texans for the 12, 33, a 1st this year and 3rd in 2024. So basically cancel out the 105 and the 3rd this year. It went the 12, which is here would be the 11, right? So that's what you're equaling here. And number 33, and then a 1st this year. So a 2nd, 5th, and a 1st, 2nd next year. It's about right. I would say that's in the ballpark, right? So it would cost a lot, but then you've got a pretty solid franchise QB. I mean, obviously, in my opinion, any of these guys can hit hard, and any of these 3, or kind of any of the 6, in my opinion, maybe just a lesser degree, the other 3. Any of these guys could hit. Any of these guys also could miss, but you're taking a big shot at a franchise quarterback. And you don't really need much else, right, Pigeon? Like, you don't need to. You need a running back, but you can just draft that late and just play that game, right? Running back is not a. It's not. I don't think it's like the Texans don't have a single running back right now. Dameon Pierce is bad, and I'm not freaking out at all, right? It's like draft, someone in the 2nd round, right? So yeah, RB, O-line, CB, some holes, but the biggest one filled if you do this. So I could see that. I mean, you're in support, Mild Child's in support. I could get behind that, right? I could see that happening. Now, the thing is like, are the Commanders just going to go with Sam Howell here then? Is that what the deal is? Like, the Commanders also need a quarterback. So, like, what are they? It's an interesting proposition. The Commanders getting Fields. Interesting. So they would get those assets, and then they would trade one of them, something very small, to the Bears for Fields. Try their hand at that. That probably would not make Commanders fans very happy. But I could see them trying to stack up a little bit more and trying out 1 year of Justin Fields, and then maybe like either he's good and they feel like they can try to retain him and pay him next year, or he's bad. They bought him out. They get the best quarterback next year, right? Yeah, I mean, it's very hard to think through every step, but it's something that could happen. I like it. I don't hate it because I think I just went through it, and like, if you're not going to get a quarterback from this, I think Justin Fields is the only quarterback out there. So I could see it. Let's take a look at everything else. Marvin Harrison at 4 after Jane Daniels goes. That seems like a pretty lock. As soon as someone doesn't want to take a quarterback, takes wide receiver. So I'm sure Cardinals fans are just praying that falls to him. Joe Alt to the Chargers. I think Joe Alt's going to be really good. So I feel like with Harbaugh being there, he's like, we need to build the trenches first, right? So I think I like that there. Neighbors before Rome. Personally, I don't agree with it, but I also didn't really watch nearly as much Malik Neighbors as I did Rome, so because I'm a Washington fan, so I don't really doesn't make me upset by any means. But I mean, a wide receiver one has been what the Giants have been needing for so long, right? So, well, I think they could probably use. They have so many holes everywhere that it doesn't really. I don't think they're going wrong with anything at this spot. I guess you see wide receivers longevity. That's fair. And Neighbors is fast, great route runner. He probably needs like a Daniel Jones. Probably needs someone who can get a little bit more separation rather than a Rome who is more of like a put the ball in a good tough spot and he'll go get it. Right? Like, if you're trying to force Daniel Jones to make tough throws that Rome could come down with, he's just going to make really bad throws. You need Malik Neighbors if you're rocking with Daniel Jones, who can get wide open on shorter throws, you know? So I think I see that there. Dallas Turner's interesting here for the Titans. They don't really have an edge rusher. So I could see that. Dallas Turner, that's a little high for where I've seen Dallas Turner go, but I know he had a great combine. So I don't hate that. Rome to the Falcons would be kind of crazy if they wanted to just keep loading up on offense. I think that now that they got Kirk, I don't know if you made this post that or there we go. Satiel's sports fan back. I tried to go college basketball, and these guys brought me back to the draft, to the NFL, so we're rocking with it. As you can see, that happened. Yeah, why am I on Wi-Fi? Anyways, I think I disagree with this one here, Milechild. And you've got this Denver-Chicago switch, so that they can go Brock Bowers. That's interesting. So maybe, like, and if I'm playing your mock draft, maybe, like, if the Falcons did take Rome, then the Bears would trade out to the Broncos so that the Commanders couldn't get him. That's how I'm reading that plays out. I think I disagree with this one because I think that they're going to go with Raheem being the new defensive-minded coach. I think they're going to go defense with this pick. The Giants got Burns. Wait. Was that the Panthers guy, right? What the hell? They really get him? I thought they... Wait, no. Because he got franchise tag. Austin Eckler with the Commanders. That's gross. Oh, so they did. Oh, so they traded him. Oh, interesting. Huh. I'm excited to see what that is. So they franchise tagged him and then shipped him out. Brian Burns, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau. That's pretty good. Pretty good D-line. Got some identity going, right? Okay. All right. Interesting. It's so funny that the Panthers are not here in this draft. Okay, so then we can probably safely assume that Dallas Turner won't go 6, right? We can also probably safely assume unless this pick got traded. Panthers got it bad, LMAO. Yeah, like who is on that team now, dude? Who's on that team? Who can they take? I mean, is there a world where it's just the number 6 pick for Brian Burns? We'll find out shortly, it looks like. Okay. Again, to finish my thought, I think Falcons go defense here, but it would be pretty sick to see Rome join this already loaded offensive team. If that does happen, I can see the Broncos trading up, or the Bears trading out of that, since they would just want a wide receiver but didn't work out. Maybe look other places. I think they maybe trade back even further. They need another wide receiver, I think. But 2nd and a 5th. Okay. This was the Carlton Davis one too. Lions at Carlton Davis, a 6th and a 2/6, and the Bucks get a 3rd. Okay, fine. Second and 5th according to Ian Rappaport. Okay, gotcha. I believe it. That's like not a lot to me. I know the Panthers need like more, but I don't know. Damn. I do believe that the Broncos, in my heart of hearts, I just picture the Broncos ending up with JJ McCarthy somehow, some way that just like, that'll tickle John Elway's fancy, right? I don't think he's going to be good. I think he's got Zach Wilson written all over him to me. I know that's kind of a bit of a cold take maybe at this point, but I just see it so well. Giants signing Burns to a 5-year, $150 million deal. That's $25 million a year. I don't know exactly how good Brian Burns is because again, like I didn't really give the Panthers a single thought all year, but all the hype around him seems so good. That seems like locking him down for 5 years. They're pretty fine with. They're just spending a lot of money that like they don't have. I think that means you guys have to go for a rookie QB. Like, you can't pay Brian Burns that much money and try to kind of be in a win now by trading picks away and then, like, try to rock with Daniel Jones. You know what I mean? I like the Packers to grab Zach Wilson as their number 2 behind Jordan Love. I don't hate that. Get another maybe Zach Wilson and Jordan Love know each other from their Utah days. Utah State and BYU, so maybe they kind of vibe like that. They did send Saquon and McKinney away, so they saved some. That is true. It is kind of maybe lateral overall, but they just went to take Brian Burns, Devin Singletary. I think you guys probably will take a quarterback late now. I think, or maybe trade for Justin Fields. Maybe. A lot of pieces still left to go. I'll get through these. So Fashanu to the Jets. I like that. That seems like a pretty safe bet. Malchild. Jared Verse to the Commanders. Get another edge rusher. Try to build back up that D line. I don't hate that. Again, the Commanders are such a wild card with what they could do. That makes some sense to me. If Brock Bowers, I mean, that's a good receiver. The thing about getting Brock Bowers is like I thought they kind of liked Cole Kmet, and I don't know if Cole Kmet personally is a good block, a better blocker, a better receiver. In my head, he feels like a good receiver because he was kind of on fire from that perspective at the end of the season, at least like from a fantasy perspective. So Brock Bowers here, for me, doesn't make the most sense to the Bears, but they do need a receiver, and Brock Bowers is kind of like basically just an elite wide receiver playing tight end who like can block. So it's fine. I would be surprised if they play this game and let themselves get to 12 before a receiver happens, but I could see them ending up with Brock Bowers, I guess, but it doesn't make the most sense in my head. Terrion Arnold to Alabama. I think I like the way the Raiders are leaning into defense with all their picks, their signings. So I like them getting a really good lockdown corner and just full throttling that. So I don't hate that one. Saints do need cheap help on the offensive side. So I like keeping an LSU wide receiver at home. Maybe that's a fan favorite move that the GM is looking for, right? I can see that. Nate Wiggins, quarterback Clemson. I don't know too much about him, personally. But I think the Colts on the defensive side is definitely what they're looking for, right? Michael Thomas to Brian Thomas, right? Switch out the Thomas. Again, they are. I mean, pair someone with. You kind of need to help Derek Carr however you can because you're stuck with him, right? So might as well load up wide receivers and let Olave and him open up some opportunities. I like an O lineman to Seattle. Bring the Oregon guy there. That'll piss off. Actually, no, I think a lot of Oregon fans are Seahawks fans anyways. So they'll probably like that. Quinion Mitchell, I've heard really good things about this guy. Theo Ash, I think, had him very high in his draft board. And the Jaguars could use a cornerback, so I like that. Bengals O-line. Do they need O-line? Could never hurt to have more O-line, right? Something like that. For whatever reason, I think if the Rams were to get Laiatu Latu, this would just turn into a glorious pick. I don't know if I feel that with every single team, but he was so good. He was a Husky for a little bit. Didn't really work out too well because we misdiagnosed him. So UCLA got him, turned him into an absolute monster. For some reason, if the Rams were to be the ones to get him, I would think that he would have become extra good. Like if he just had, free roam on the edge with Aaron Donald in there, like he would thrive so well, right? The top right tackle is Dante Smith. Don't know who that is. Okay, so yeah, could probably. I think anyone could always use an O lineman, and I know. Well, I didn't know the names of the Oregon State ones off the top of my head. I just kind of thought Oregon State good O line. So if Fuaga is the best one, then I don't hate it. Cooper DeJean, I will kind of be surprised if he falls to 20. I'll be a bit surprised. I could see him being first off the board. This would, I think, would be a good spot for Steelers to get him. Putting him with Porter. Yeah, Porter Jr., right? I had that right. He's a Steelers rookie quarterback last year. That would be a pretty sick pairing. I won't lie to you. That defense would be, Joey Porter Jr., that's right. That would be a pretty sick cornerback pairing. I would kind of like to see that. I don't hate it. I would be it. I mean, the Steelers know how to play good defense, all right offense. I think they honestly feel like they upgraded their offense by getting Russell Wilson for cheap. It would feel like they would maybe need to get like an O lineman or something and go that direction to really actually, make a good offense. But they're the Steelers. They just love loading on defense, so I don't hate it. Byron Murphy fill in for the Dolphins with Wilkins gone. I like that. I probably like them going D-line. Got everything they can need on offense, right? Braden Fisk. I haven't really heard of this guy. Maybe I should have. Another young D-line for the Eagles. I guess there's... I mean, do they need to go, like, center? I guess they also have to go D-line with Cox gone, right? So maybe they're literally looking... Killed the combine. Oh, he's that guy. Oh, okay. I know that. I know who you're talking about. I know the Florida State guy that is. Okay, so maybe I could see this being another one where like, damn, they really got Braden Fisk. Like maybe it probably won't be the same as like, damn, they got Jalen Carter, right? But, okay, I see that. It looks like, literally, it looks like immediate position of need for the Eagles now is just fill Fletcher Cox's role, fill Jason Kelsey's role. So they're like, all right, who's the best D-line? Who's the best center we can get? Jaron Cooper, I like a linebacker for the Texans. Now that we lost, like you're bringing up Pigeon, Blake Cashman, and Jonathan Grenard. Jaron Cooper's heard his name thrown around plenty. I could totally see that being a fine fit. Keep him in Texas, right? This one feels like a troll pick to me, Mild Child, because, like, I haven't really heard of J.C. Latham too much, and Cowboys going somewhat random offensive tackle would just be like, it's like so on brand that I think that could. This feels like you did this as a troll. Maybe I'm not too familiar with my deeper. Once I get past, honestly, once I've gotten past Jackson Powers Johnson, I'm like kind of, done with O tackles and remembering them. But this feels like a troll pick to me. Kool-Aid McKinstry, now that they got Xavier McKinney, I would be surprised if they go cornerback again. I was having trouble putting J.C. Latham earlier in the draft than Cowboys saw in the place. Look, I could see it. This would totally be on brand for the Cowboys. It's just like, I know that one of my roommates is a Cowboys fan, and I know that if he came up as with the 24th pick in the NFL draft, the Dallas Cowboys select J.C. Latham, he'd be like, God fucking, why do we need that, right? So I just think it would be funny, but I could totally see it happening if we're doing. If we're analyzing predictability, I could see it. I just think it would be a bad pick. Again, I think with Xavier McKinney, and maybe you made this before the Xavier McKinney trade, their cornerback depth sucks to me. I think, yeah, I mean, they didn't have a good second one, but now that they have Xavier McKinney, I just would be shocked if they spent on that, right? I feel like they've got to go like O-line for Love and Jacobs, like maybe switch these. If I was drafting for them, I would maybe switch these two. They've got too many young wide receivers to really go wide receiver, but I think at this value, there's probably good ones in here coming up. But I think you're right. They don't have good depth. It just would surprise me after spending all that on Xavier McKinney if they went cornerback. But Kool-Aid McKinstry's good. Kamari Lassiter, I don't know too much about him. We run out a little bit of my knowledge once we get into the late 20s. But then obviously this is just so, at this point, once you're in this part of the draft, it's so random. But I like Adonai Mitchell to Texas, to the Bills. That feels good. Another interior lineman, I don't know if the Lions have a specific hole in their line, but it feels like their offensive line was good to me. So I'd be surprised by this. Darius Robinson, edge, D-line. I think Niners, and here's the thing is I personally, as a Washington fan, think Fautanu definitely should be drafted by this point, and if he's not, I think he fits well with the Niners at that right tackle position. So I would probably go Niners. I've been feeling good about Niners getting Troy Fautanu. Would be my switch there. So that's where we're at. But I like this. I like this mock draft. I'll keep it in mind. I've kind of have a plan of doing a mock draft something. And you got a bracketology. This will be a good transition if we take a look at your bracketology. I'm very down to analyze this. Cause I've been trying to go into. Oh, and I gotta pull up. I'm gonna pull up the Samford and the. I got money on Sam. Milechild, you a college basketball guy? Sounds like you are. If you went through making a whole bracketology, I'd love to see that. I am gearing up for this myself. I'm pulling up. I just gotta pull up these. We got JMU and Samford to win the Sun Belt and win the SoCon. Love sports. There we go. That's my guy right there. College basketball, football, NFL. I'm on NBA and MLB too, but I like where your head's at. Let's take a look at this. This will be a transition to college basketball. Midwest, let me just see how this is organized. Midwest, West, East, South. Okay. So the Midwest, number 1 overall, I'm assuming Purdue. Stetson as a 16, South Dakota State. Sure. What's a way I can pull up? Let me, is there something I can pull up to kind of help me reference here? No, I'll just go off top. Boise State 8, Dayton 9. Sure. Getting Dayton in the Midwest would be kind of crazy. 5, Washington State 12, McNeese. I don't hate it. Kansas Toledo 4-13. Nebraska 6. Syracuse in at 11. Are you thinking Syracuse with a little run in the tourney? Because that would be sneaky backdoor, and I don't hate it at all. That would be sneaky backdoor bubble. South Carolina a 3. That's got to be a South Carolina run in it too, right? There's no way. Because they couldn't be a 3 right now, right? That they're like high 4, right? Is Wazoo good this year? Saw something say they were 18. Wasn't sure that was national, Carl. Wazoo is having a historic year. They came very close to winning the Pac-12. They are very, very safely in the tournament, looking as high. I mean, we got them as a 5 here. I don't hate it. I think that would, that just bars a first round loss, I think. But I think in the Pac-12 tourney, Mild Child, by the way, I will be at the Pac-12 tournament this week, going to every single game. That's where I'm at in terms of my college basketball appreciation, just to let you know. But yes, Carl, Wazoo is a very realistic. I don't know if I would personally say that they could go super far, but they've had a great season, and you're not at all wrong to say that they're a good team. They could make some noise. Yeah, out to Vegas. Gonna be in Vegas for too long, but not gonna be, doing any crazy stuff. It's all basketball related, so I'm not gonna overdo myself, I hope. Let's keep going with this. I like Nebraska 6. I mean, I like South Carolina 3. They keep winning, dude. They keep winning games. So give them a finals berth. I like a 3, maybe semi if they're really feeling it. I just think their metric numbers keep them out of a 3 without making the title game is I think where I'm at. But I think resume is great, to be honest. They keep winning those games. Morehead State, shout out the boys at Morehead. Cashed a bet for me this weekend. I like them 14. And 7 for New Mexico feels very, very high. I think that's probably the first real I don't think they could get a 7 even if they won the tourney. I think if they win the tourney, they would be the 9. I think 7 for New Mexico is a bit high because I think a lot of people have them out of the bubble right now. I think they should be in because I give respect to the Mountain West, but I think a lot of people think that they're not supposed to make it right now. Pittsburgh at 10 also, I think they're on the outside of the bubble. So it would take a deep ACC run. I don't hate a deep ACC run by one of these teams, but I don't think there's enough room for both of them to do it and then get this high. So I think I love the Syracuse 11 here for a run for them. I think this is too high for Pittsburgh too. That's how I feel about those two. Mild. Iowa State at a 2. I would love that. I'm big on the Cyclones right now. There's a lot of other teams I think battling for that too, so it'd be tough. But I don't hate Iowa State at 2. On to the West, I like UNC at the 1. I think they're definitely deserving of it there. I mean, I think to me, you're thinking between them or Tennessee, right? And North Carolina literally beat Tennessee. And I know it was at home, but they kind of smacked them around. To me, when it's all when it's close at all, give it, let the games matter, right? They beat them. So I like UNC 1 there. Norfolk State Merrimack makes sense at 16. Gonzaga on the 8. I like that. Florida on the 9. I like that. Utah State on the 5. I think they could sneak up there if they win the Mountain West tourney as well. I think getting that 2, both those championships, which they very well could win the Mountain West tourney. They're You know, there's a lot of really good teams there. I don't know if I'll pick them personally, but they definitely could. Taking on my Grand Canyon Antelopes, I'm big on this team. I love Tyon Grant Foster. I like Grand Canyon at 12. I mean, they got to win the WAC to get in, but they're definitely on that high mid-major line, right? If you end up sharing, very like copy-pasting your bracket for our work training, that's honestly my plan, Carl, is I plan on making one bracket and letting everyone have it beforehand who wants it, because I know that you're one of a couple people who's kind of in that realm. But basically to show my lack of fear for whether or not that's better for winning these types of things in the end, I'm probably just going to release my bracket, just put it out there before things close. So you're very welcome to copy it. I know Andy's on that wave too, of just wanting to copy paste it. So that is fine with me. You and Andy are who I have in mind with that strategy. Texas Tech on the 4 line feels fine, maybe a little high for that. Drake on the 13. I think Drake might be a 12 or 11. I would think. I think they'd be closer to that than a 13. But they're in that range, and it's kind of splitting hairs at that point. Nevada 6. I mean, they've been hot. I think they deserve one of the higher Mountain West seeds. So I don't hate that. Texas 11. I like that sneaky lose a first round, get put down there. Creighton 3 feels good. UC Irvine 14. Maybe a 13 for them, but a 14's fine. Alabama on the 7 line would be a little tough to see. I'm thinking more of 5, a 6, depending on the SEC tournament. But I think that the problem with Alabama is I think their metrics are respected too much by whoever you want to talk to about it. That 7 seems a bit low. Wisconsin on the 10. I haven't even checked in with where they've been on their free fall. Like, what does Joe Lenardi think? James Madison tied. Samford up 4. Where is Wisconsin on here? Wisconsin. So Joe Lenardi's got Wisconsin on the 6 line. So a 10 is rough. I know they look like a 10. They look like they should be a 10, right? Yeah, we don't want Arkansas State to win, but they actually could win, which would be kind of crazy. It would honestly, I don't think JMU gets in if they lose this game. I think they're gonna be a bubble conversation, but I don't know if they're gonna get it if they lose this game. Yeah, so I like the take here with Wisconsin, and I think it could be as much as a 8 in the 8-9 game, Mild Child, but 10's low. It's just tough to realize that because they had so many good wins in the beginning and have been free falling. They would be 30-4. I mean, yes and no. It's going to be an interesting one. I mean, let's take a look at theirs because I'm sure you got them as the automatic qualifier in this. They lost to App State twice. Lost at Southern Miss. That's it, right? They beat Michigan State. This is a good one at Kent State. None of these are great. Let's actually look at them on bracketology. Odologists, I mean. Where are they in the net? In the net, they are they higher? Wait, hold on. If you haven't seen this website before, by the way, Malchild, check out Bracketologist. It's pretty cool. Here they are, 55. It's pretty low in the net. They're 22-1 in quad 4, 6-0 in quad 3, 1-1 in quad 1, 0-1 in quad 2. There's just not a lot there. And I think this would be a quad 3 loss, and that at this moment would just be tough. It's different when like Indiana State. Where are they? Why can't I see these teams? Drake's there. Oh, they're all the way up there. Like people are saying Indiana State might not make it, and they're all the way up at 29th in the net after losing to Drake. Like, that's a very real conversation of whether or not they should make it. To me, when James Madison's all the way down here, just so many of their wins are quad 4. It's really tough to see them in that. So I would lean no that they don't make it if they do lose this game, which would be crazy because they would be 30-4, right? Yeah, Wisconsin, I think, like, suck and are playing worse than a 10 line right now, but I think they're going to be higher than that. Like, Joe Lunardi's got them at a 6, right? East, UConn 1, yep. Longwood, FAU 8. I think they could be a little lower, but if they win the American, because, like, you know, they had the run last year, the numbers, I could see them at an 8, right? Northwestern 9 feels good. Baylor 5 is low, I think. I think Baylor's competing for a 2. I don't think they'll get it, but up at 14 in the net. If they lose to, let's take a look at the Big 10 tournament, or Big 12, excuse me. If, say, Cincinnati won, beat Kansas, and then beat Baylor, I could see Baylor getting the 4 or maybe the 5. That would be the only scenario that I could see Baylor getting knocked down that much. Personally, I think 4's in play. 5 seems tough. 12, Richmond win the A10. So Richmond, I think, is only in if they win the A10. From what I've seen, I think they like just don't have wins like at all. If I'm not mistaken, yeah. So they're down here. It's just like this is a really low net ranking. Oh, I forgot to Master Promo game. Jimmy Buffett. Okay, there we go. Warren Buffett bracket winners at the Sports 2024. I was actually thinking about that, Carl. I missed your comment, but you reminded me. But yes, it is Warren Buffett. I was actually thinking about that. That would probably be the biggest lock of a, you know, like a claim to fame ever is if I put out a bracket, gave it to the whole world, and then it went perfect. Like, I probably couldn't do anything better than that, right? Holy big spider. Wait 1 sec. Speaking of the Richmond Spiders, can you guys see this one on the... It's up there. It's very thin. Very big, though. Last thing gonna die, though. Clean that up. Ew. Clean that up later. Big boy. You got to be a Berkshire Hathaway employee now. He did do that 1 year, Warren Buffett, but I think he's done with that. It also will never happen, but if I just get a good one, I think that'd be a pretty good claim. So yeah, low for Baylor. And if the Richmond wins the A10, I could see them being a 12. But I think they got to win it to get in. Kentucky on the 4, I like. Princeton on the 13, I like. I'm rooting for Princeton. I think they will be my pick. Xavier Lee, just a G. I watched his documentary on YouTube. I recommend checking that out. I haven't seen that. Virginia 6, I think, is a bit high. I think they're closer to a bubble. I think they're in, but I think they're close to a bubble. They're in Joe Lunardi's last 4 in, so I think Virginia 6 is pretty high. But I think they'll make it safely if they have a bad first round loss. That'll be tough for them. Pittsburgh would be a good area for them. Colorado, Indiana State, I like that for Dayton games. I think that's solid 2 right there. Illinois in the 3 line. I think if they had a good Big Ten, they'll get there. I could see them on the 4, but I think 3's fine. 14 Vermont feels good. Yeah, 7 James Madison I think is high. I think James Madison is more like an 11 if I have that. If that's how I'm thinking about it. James Madison 12 for Joe Lenardi. So I think, and again, like it's just too many like quad 4 wins stacking them up, right? But like they've done, I mean, them for the opportunities they had for them to even get up to an 11 or 12 is just about as good as you can expect, right? So I think high for that, but I do think they will. I'm hoping that they win today, and get in there regardless. Seton Hall 10, I like. They've been playing well. Tennessee at 2. There's Quinnipiac. Makes sense. Houston 1. Grambling State. My bracketology's value wins more than quad ideologies. Hey, that's might as well, right? Everyone's got to have their... If you're going to be a bracketologist, you might as well have your own stance that you stand behind, and I respect it. Playing the game. You're playing who's in front of you, right? I like it. Stick to your guns. Don't let me dissuade. But I will say I would be pretty surprised if they were 7. Clemson 8, St. Mary's 9 feels pretty good. San Diego State a 5. I like. This is actually a rematch of last year. I don't know if you did this on purpose or not, but this would be the first round matchup between these two in the exact same seeding spot. So I think that's a funny one. Marquette at the 4, I think could be low overall. I would be a bit surprised if they are 4, but I wouldn't rule that out by any means. I think it depends on their big... I think if they lose in the first round... the Big East, I could see that in their first game. BYU 6, I like. Michigan State 11, I love. Duke at the 3, Sam Houston State. Looks good to me. Again, and by your metric, this adds up with South Florida at 7. I do think they have to win the tournament to get in, is what I think the consensus is. And if they do, I could see it up to an 11 or a 12. But I think they have to win to get in. They just had too many really gross losses in the beginning. Because they're all the way down here. The problem is they just have 2 quad 4s and a quad 3, which is just a bit too much to get them up, especially with only 1 quad 1 game, because the American didn't really stack up super well. Just not a lot of opportunities, and they blew some of them. The main loss, exactly. So I think they'll be lower if they get in. I'm rooting for them. I think they're a great story. I like their coach. That'd be tough. Colorado State 10 feels good. Auburn on the 2 line. That's interesting to me, but it's something not out of the question. I mean, there's 6 in the net, right? I think that would be pretty interesting too. I think I feel pretty safe on them as a 3, but I think they could definitely have a good SEC tournament and become a 2. So I like it. I think you definitely are weighing wins and I think recency more than anything, and I definitely don't hate that at all, especially the recency thing. If I had to kind of summarize where your leans were, like Alabama on a 7 feels like, bogging wins and recency down. Wisconsin at a 10 definitely feels like, they've been playing like shit recently, right? So, I think overall I like it. Definitely has some hot take ones. I'm loving the Syracuse 11 backdoor with an ACC. I don't think you can't go to Dayton if you win the tournament, but like if Syracuse makes the final, knocks off a UNC or Duke, right? I think that's a fun one. Pittsburgh low-key has that juice too, so I think I could totally side with one of them in my ACC tourney picks. Move to this 4:30. I think I should probably force myself off at 5. But we're having a good time, you know, and this work really matters. Let me just check one thing. Okay, let me go to the bathroom real quick, and then I'm gonna start digging these conference tourney picks. I would love your help with them, Mild Child. Picking a winner in all these conference tourneys. Damn it, Samford, come on, step it up a little bit. So watch some highlight. I'll be right back. Okay. Let's see here. Now, what do I need to do in order to check these down? I mean, let's just go through them. A10. Started from the top. We already did. These aren't quite in the best alphabetical order, but they're close enough. All right, A10. The Atlantic 10 tournament. Number 1 seed Richmond. You've got Dayton in there. Loyola Chicago's been good. VCU. Kind of a dark horse. Check the odds. Right. I'll just look at my book. Hi. Oh, there's only... Oh, I can't even bet on anything right now. I guess the odds will come up tomorrow on my book. NCAA Conference Tournament odds. ACC, Big East, Big 10, Big 12, Pac-12, SEC, Mountain West, American. Okay, so they got them all. Okay, so let's just do it maybe in this order, I guess. A10. Okay, so we're going to go off this for now. Okay, so A10 is the last one here. So let's do these big ones. We'll start with the A10. Get a warm up in. Get Dayton at plus 160. Heavy favorite. I don't like that. I think Dayton's okay. I just think that they play so slow. And they play so, like, kind of 3-point heavy, too. That I just think that they're just not, like, built as a very good tournament team right now. So they are at 28th in the net. Here's my thing about them is that their adjusted tempo is one of the worst in the country. It's hard to see here, but they're 64.4, 338th in tempo. What tempo means, basically, is playing with slow tempo means that there's not very many opportunities for you to score. And so there's just less opportunities for you to blow teams out. And you're just keeping games tight. Now, that's good for playing above your weight. It's good for keeping a team that is fast, like, say, I don't know, like a UConn or a Alabama. It's keeping them grounded and keeping them close to you. It's not good for getting upset, and I don't think it's great for long-term success. San Diego State maybe is the team to counter that point last year, but again, I just think, I mean, you see a team like Virginia get upset by Furman last year, like Virginia get upset by UMBC, right? I don't like those. And also, they're dependent on the 3 ball a lot, I believe. 5 in effective field goal percentage. They're efficient. They shoot it well. They shoot it well. They shoot a lot, but they shoot it well. Actually have a really good adjusted fishy opposites. I just don't see it with the tempo. The tempo's not there for me, so I don't think I like them to do it. Where are we on the odds? Otherwise, you got VCU a deep shot. Probably dodge the deep shots. The Massachusetts Minutemen. What are the rest of these ranking? In terms of Ken Palm. Where are we? Dayton Nathan. 28. There's some we got in like the 80s. I mean, is it the Spiders' time? They got the easy path. Easiest path. Dayton's got to get Loyola Chicago, who beat them recently. I could back the Spiders. They've been winning all year. Dayton's just been, like, they've lost some games they shouldn't have recently. Tight ones to VCU. They lost to Richmond earlier. That's it. They've only lost to Richmond. At Richmond. They've only lost away. Dayton has. What about Richmond? They just got blown out by George Mason. That's weird. They probably had the 1 seed kind of locked up. I think I lean going for Richmond here. Just probably want to dodge Dayton. What's up with the the Minutemen, maybe? On the low? What's up with the Minutemen? Some very tight wins recently. Blown out by the Bonnies. They did beat Richmond recently. 2 to the St. Bonaventure. Who are they gonna play? Maybe VCU. I think I like Richmond. I'm gonna type in Richmond for now. Putting these italics because I don't know. So we'll do that for now. What else? On to the ACC. Yeah. The historic Atlantic Coast Conference, which will soon have Stanford and Cal in it. Got the 2 heavy favorites, Duke and North Carolina. Wow, Syracuse at plus 5,000. Pittsburgh at 1,600. I think I like a long shot in the ACC just because none of them have really been that good. Whether or not it's Syracuse or I might have to put a little bit of free play on Syracuse. But I think that what am I looking for here? Pittsburgh at 46th in overall numbers. I mean, Clemson's down here at 24. Wake Forest at 26. What are these odds looking like? What does this bracket look like? Okay. So, Pittsburgh at 4 gets a double bye, which helps. Problem is they probably have to play Wake Forest and the North Carolina 1-2. I kind of think they have the power to get by Wake Forest, as well as North Carolina. But it's risky. Syracuse, on the other hand, is going to have one of these. Have to play an extra day. Then take on Duke, who maybe is reeling after that last loss. And then we just saw North Carolina beat Duke. I kind of feel like Duke is going to win it. Just because it's going to be like... You know, oh, Duke sucks. No one believes in them. They win it. People try to believe in them in the tournament, actual tournament, and they flop. But that's how I feel about Kentucky, too. And we're going to get to them. Florida State plays fast. Pittsburgh plays slow, which, again, is good for playing above your weight. Duke plays slow. Good for playing, bad for playing below your weight. Carolina plays fast. Pittsburgh makes Carolina play fast. Did Pittsburgh beat Carolina this year? No. Just one game for each them and Duke, and it didn't go well. It was in the bad stretch. They got blown out by Wake Forest, beat by Clemson. They kind of just beat the bad teams and lost. They did beat Duke once at Duke, which is kind of crazy. I think I like Pitt as a deep odd. I probably, maybe Syracuse winning it all would be crazy. It might just have to be a little bit on Pitt, a little bit on Syracuse. Whoa. Okay, I might hop off since I'm just kind of doing this to myself. But I had a good stream anyways, so I might hop off. I'm guessing it's still just Carl out there, who is the homie as always, for chilling with me. But yeah, now that everyone's gone, I'm kind of just picking who I'm gonna gamble on. It's probably hop off and you know, do this differently. But yeah, good stream. I appreciate Malchild, you hopping in here. Hope you come back and come with more stuff. Hey yo, the sumo in the chat. But yeah, I got some, got some people in here. I think it's the free agency buzz. I think something like that. Again, I think I want to put together a prize picks for tonight. I'm down. If you're trying to put some away again. We got 4 games. How about one prop in each of the 4 games? You got 17 minutes too. But I would throw that together with you if you want. Or you could do it. We could do an all Celtics Blazers one too, if that's the only game you're gonna watch. Maybe Warriors Spurs watch. You tell me. Well, I don't have prize picks, so I wouldn't take it. I'll tell you. Yeah, that's right. No, that's the right terminology. I could give you some stuff I like, but I don't have prize picks, so I'm not gonna do anything. But I guess I could just put together a prop play. But I think it would be different than your prize picks. Gonzaga minus 155 doing the tourney now. See, I don't know what the bets are. Maybe we text about it. Maybe we text about a Blazers Raptors one. I can get behind that. I think I need to go churn out these fucking conference tourney bets as well. So let me hit the lab. But let me know if you want to put one down. If you are interested in doing prize picks one, I don't want to craft it all for you and force your hand. But if you want to do one, then let's chat about it. But I think I will hop off for now. But again, good stream. I think it's very yeah. Let's hit me up. We can chat about some lines. I'll see what other people think too. We got people on the boots on the ground in the NBA prop bet department. But yeah, again, I think the key is like going forward is going to be, more so streaming around events and big things. Like I think free agency going crazy right now is what drew some extra people in. Hopefully March Madness does that as well. Things like that. But yeah, I'm gonna hop off. Chat about it. Get dialed. But good stream. Go Sanford. Go. Ah, shit. Oh, my foot's itching. It's uncontrollable. Go Sanford. Go JMU. Go Gonzaga tonight. That's the later one. Is there anything else? Go Weber State for Dame. Go Portland State. Got a chance to win the Big Sky. Yeah, let's get it. Appreciate you, Carl. Appreciate everyone stopping by. Good stream. I don't think I'm going to stream tomorrow, so it might be the last stream until after the bracket's revealed, which is exciting. But I might stream tomorrow if I have nothing else going on, so we'll see. All right,